tie, aren't you?
Just keep Bernie White on his toes. Barnes then. Well, he's not looked in doubt. That's the thing about Barnes' strikes. They've all been rock solid apart from that one light pocket hit, and even that was pretty convincing.
Both players so consistent on their line, hardly a variation at all. The lane is reacting beautifully, and we thank our chief technician Ross Gibson from Complete Leisure for setting this pattern up for us.
Oh, wonderful.
We go to 8 strikes each, and I don't think either of these players can believe what's going on here.
Now, very interestingly, Barnes was straight up out of his seat. Big smile for Jason Belmonte, and a nice congratulation from the American player. And do you know what I think, Cass? I think that's just a touch of mind games from Mr. Barnes.
He knows what he's doing. He's been in situations like this before. There has actually been a 300 tie before on the professional circuit in America several times. I don't think Chris has been involved in one. He may well have been in the centre at the time, but what are we looking at here? Something unique, not even seen in the World Tenpin Masters before at this stage.
And we're still on for something unique. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. You are witnessing some history here. This is phenomenal bowling from both players.
Chris Barnes has hit 9 strikes in a row. His next frame, the 10th, he will be standing up to shoot a televised 300 game against the man that has only been the man that's hit 300 on television in this tournament before. The two-handed Australian.
Oh, he was heavy into the head pin. Well, we got some information just before Belmonte bowled that the lane condition had changed just a touch on Chris Barnes, and now Barnes is going to have to make a decision about what he's going to do when he comes back out. But for the first time in this match, we're going to see a spare ball thrown, and that is something special. What an incredible start to this game. And if Jason Belmonte bowls these sort of scores and doesn't go through to the final, well, there's probably only one man that could have beaten him, and that's Chris Barnes.
With 9 strikes in a row, does Chris Barnes change slightly on the information we've received? And I'm sure he's worked it out already. He's on 9 in a row. History in the making, not only for him, for all the people in the audience here today. I'm sure they've not seen many 300s.
Oh, would you believe it? Well, he made his adjustment, but he's left the 7. Oh, and he's disappointed as well. I didn't expect to see that from Barnes, but that was etched into his face. He would have loved to have really shown off to this crowd. But it means Belmonte's still in it.
Fraction light in the pocket. Spare and a strike for 279. What a great opening game. And believe it or not, Simon, Belmonte can hit 279 as well. We could actually end up with a 279 tie here. How great would that be?
That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. We're going to have these players scouting each other out. They're going to have to be considering the changes that have been made. And the reason they're going to be looking at each other, even though Chris says he doesn't like to watch Jason bowl, the reason is they've taken the same line, so their adjustments are going to have to be very similar as well as this lane condition changes. Oh, heavy through the head pin. It's not going to make a huge difference to the final total in that first game. 276 for Chris Barnes. It could have been another one of those televised maximums, but it just got away. And for those of you that do think this sport looks a little too easy strike after strike, just a reminder that to get the maximum, it has to be something very special.
Yeah, that last shot of Chris Barnes just rode up high on the head pin, didn't it? So it's thinking time for him. That game is out the way. He's finished with it. He's bowled it. He's now got to start again. And what adjustments can he make just to get back into that pocket? In the meantime, Belmo looking for 10 again.
Fantastic. Well, he's not left the zone for long. He's back in it now. The Aussie's settled down, and if he can strike off the card from here, he's going to have a 3-pin lead on Barnes.
Jason's averaging 150 revs per minute more than every shot that Chris Barnes is making. But having said that, if Barnes is striking, then the rev rate's not making an awful lot of difference, except when you look at something like that, because it looks like an explosion in the pin deck, doesn't it?
That's quality.
Absolutely fantastic bowling, and Jason Belmonte with one more strike will take a 3-pin lead because he's going to shoot 279. Down on one knee, he's looking good for that. Absolutely rips the rack.
I wonder what Chris Barnes' answer would be to that 150 additional revs on Belmo's ball. Something along the lines of averaging something like $1 million more in career earnings. Something along those lines.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's look back to the 9th frame though, when Jason left the ring in 10-pin and a ring in 9-pin. There you go.
278 then for Belmonte. What a game of 10-pin bowling. Don't go away, because there's more to come, believe it or not. This one is not over. There's another game from Barnes and Belmonte. Who's it going to be? What an astonishing start to our first semi-final. Chris Barnes just fanning himself and trying to cool things down. The thing for me here, Cass, is that Jason just got a little overheated through the back third of that first game. I think he's done all his celebrating, he's got it out of his system, and now he can settle. And this is where I think Chris Barnes knows he's going to get his challenge in this second game.
I hate to say, but Jason was only out the pocket once.
But he was running around the stage, he was interacting with the audience as he likes to do. Oh no.
Okay, just a fraction high, leaves the 4-pin. Crikey, that's 3 times he's missed in the whole game. What's going on?
Yeah, he's got to pull his socks up.
Absolutely.
Revs down on that one. So doesn't quite have the same margin for error when he hasn't got as much power going into the pocket. Puts that away. And Chris Barnes will approach the foul line knowing that if he can start running the strikes together again, he could be in. But the lane condition has changed. Both players are going to have to really start thinking now.
Absolutely, and we've spoken before about this, what we call the carry contest. Although both players may be hitting the pocket on very regularly, it's a matter of taking all 10 pins out and not leaving the odd single pin, as we've seen. That's carry. That's right in the 1-3 pocket and all 10 pins, no chance.
Now, what sort of move do you think Barnes has made? Because he's definitely changed what he's doing.
I've got a feeling he's moved probably just one board only. He ended up in exactly the right place, right in between the 1-3 pocket, so he may have just changed his setup on the approach and angled his ball just one board further out.
Well, I'm not claiming to be a lip reader, but he just said to himself, good move. Great move as well from Belmonte. Oh, goodness me. Game on again.
Yeah, whether these two have been actually watching one another or not, I don't know, but they are playing down exactly the same line on the lane, on the same board at the finishing break point, and they're both making the pocket. As I say, it's the carry contest. It could be down to a single pin that wins or loses this match.
It is hot up there on stage, and I don't just mean the bowling. This is high pressure. The adrenaline is coursing through the veins now. Big crowd in, the TV lights are on. Who's going to stay cool?
Both players on fire at the moment, aren't they? Absolutely sizzling down the lane.
Oh, wonderful. So Barnes makes it a double.